there, Julian McBain here, and as you can see, we are playing Entropia Universe. Today, we are going to go after the Trail to the East mission. It is part of the storyline on Calypso. I would say it's about 3 hours into the main storyline. I can't remember exactly how much time I've spent on the main storyline before I diverted and did all of the puny hunting missions and things. So we're going to talk to the trail guide, and it seems like it's supposed to bring us to Fort Fury. I don't even know if I have Fort Fury. Do I have Fort Fury? I don't think so. I'm not seeing it. Camp Fort. No, actually, oh, yep, I do. Fort Fury, which is it's west of. Well, according to this, I have it. I just can't seem to locate it, so. Because that's Billy's spaceship afterworld, and this is Orthos West Mound. Ah, there it is, way over there. So I'm assuming that's going to be our destination. Of course, the mission is for before you get this. I just have a nasty habit of flying around and exploring things. So we're going to talk to the trail guide and see what he says. I think it's time to introduce you to the rest of the continent, Eudoria, or at least part of it. Fort Fury is a good place to start. How do I get there? Fort Fury is northeast of here, but quite a long way away. I suggest you go over a couple of waypoints. For instance, you could go northeast to the North Swamp Camp and then to Orthos West Mound. North Swamp Camp, what's that? North Swamp Camp is a small outpost northeast of here. Just follow this road north. The camp is located just north of the swamp. For North Swamp Camp, you can risk a straight trek east over the hills and the river to a place called Orthos West Mound, or you can take the longer route, following the river south until you reach a bridge, and from there just follow the road north. Orthos West Mound, got it, and then from Orthos West Mound, just follow the road leading east, and you should pass over a bridge and pass by a tiny outpost. Sounds easy enough. Well, as long as you follow the roads and sat-nav points, it should be fine. Oh, and there are some wild beasts along the path, and even Thephoid mutants when you get close to Fort Fury. If you're a tenderfoot, it might be a good idea to get someone to help you. Okay, then I'm off. Speaking of the swamp, didn't I have a mission in the swamp? No, not that. Corona's hunting task, kill Berrycled, that's not it. Maybe I left it there. If we run into a quest, I'm going to call them quest givers. Sue me, that's just the way I am. If we end up finding quest givers along the way for the swamp, because I remember I had a mission in the swamp prior, and I don't know if I just dropped it or what. Hey, where's my sleep mirror? It's probably in my storage. That's okay. We'll drive. I remember I was doing a quest in the swamp. You had to find some cameras, and I think I finished that one, and I had to do another one, and at the time I was brand spanking new. So, you know, raw newbie, I had less than 10,000 skill points, and I'm trying to kill level 3s and 4s. It just doesn't work well. You can do it, but in the words of Chris Rock, just because you can do it doesn't mean it's to be done. And it was a rough time. So maybe once we get to North Swamp Camp, I can see if there's still a mission hanging out there. Fort Fury, it's easy enough. You can see where it is, but probably should pay attention to where I'm driving. What's that? Oh, it's a log. It's easy enough to get to. It's right here. We may end up kind of cheesing that once we get to North Swamp Camp. But let's get to North Swamp Camp and see what's going on. At least this gives me North Swamp Camp. As you can see, I can't drive where the beans, because I'm pretty sure that's the North Swamp.
Watch out!
Like I said, I can't drive worth beans. So we'll get over to North Swamp Camp and see what the... Ah, see? Is that... Yes. As you can hear, my son's in the background playing backseat driver. That's okay. Mr. Hokan. Well, hello there. Would you mind giving this humble geologist some help? Allophilic end matters. Oh no. Sure. Good. I'm happy to hear that. You probably have bumped into some allophils, especially if you did some work at the South Swamp Camp. And they have an innate electrical field which is caused by the muscles that lets them do electrical damage. This electrical field may have affected possible energy matters in the ground. Now, I'd like you to go 3 waypoints around the swamp and perform a survey at each one, looking for energy matter. No need to look for ores. I'll give you 3 probes that you can use with a basic finder. If you haven't received a finder, then I can give you one for use here. Remember, you only need to look for energy matter, and you only have to do the surveys at the waypoints. Can you do this for me? Sure, why not? So he gave us 3 survey probes and a super basic finder. I'm sure we're tools. Nope, that's my F-101. Supposedly he gave us a finder. There are my probes. I know he didn't give me the F-101. I've had that. Oh, you know what? I wonder if you don't get one if you already have a finder in your... You may not get one if you have a finder in your inventory. So we are going to go to the first waypoint, which I wish it would just automatically key up, but it's not. So we're going to show... Oh boy. Oh, there we go.
The tip about this one is to try and stand hand.
Shared loot area. That's good to know. And they're only level 6, so we should be fine. Lots of evades. These Triptodons have a high evade skill. I need to use my Investifo on one of these. 40 pack. There's the waypoint. Oh, is it up there? Really? The funny thing about EU is I have very rarely found a cliff face that you can't eventually climb with patience. You may look like a dork doing it, but you can do it. Maybe this is one of them. So I'll have to go around. I did not expect it to be on top of the cliff face, especially when they said, here's the swamp. I'm sure it was South Swamp Camp that the initial quest line I was on was landed in. You know what? This is going to take forever, so... Vehicle. Here in my little Land Rover. I'm more of a Jeep guy myself, but obviously in Sweden they prefer Land Rovers. And I can say that because of the way the front looks. That's definitely it doesn't have the seven spoke grille like a Jeep, therefore it's a Land Rover. And it's not a Humvee because the Humvee also has a 7-spoke grille because, hang on. Sorry about that, guys. I had to sneeze. They were originally made by the same company.
Yeah.
So it looks like this is the first waypoint here. And I'll pull out my finder. I do not want to use universal ammo. So how do I switch this to probes? Do you guys know if there's any way to force us to use probes instead of universal ammo? I don't want to use my universal ammo on this. Oh, you know what? It's going to come down to it. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Stand by. Open UI. It's just irritating that I've got to do this. No, I didn't want the guest UI. I wanted the inventory. There. I do have a survey probe in my carried inventory. You've just decided that I need to use universal ammo because you're an idiot. Oh, that's why. I don't have a big enough stack of survey probes. He handed me 3 probes. And theoretically, he handed me a basic finder, except the basic finder never actually made it into my inventory. Therefore, it automatically switched to universal ammo. I'm sure that the camp has a trade terminal. I can pick up a El Cheapo Deluxe. Whoa, skid turn. An El Cheapo Deluxe finder, so I'm not burning through probes for no reason. Since it's highly doubtful I'm actually going to end up getting anything out of this. Except for getting through the quests. Exit C. I don't know why it decides it needs to do that. Operate. Oh. Fine then, be that way. Here, have a basic finder, except just kidding, no, you can't have a finder. And why is there a quest marker on the floor? Oh, Sweaty George. What does Sweaty George want? Why, hello there, you look like a friend to science. What do you say about using the VSE Mark I that y'all colonists are getting for some research? All I want you to do is meander down to the swamp just outside and gather some vibrant sweat from the creatures there. He just wants 1 sweat? Okay, we'll go back. We'll go back to this. We'll go back to this. I'm just not interested in doing this right the moment. I'm gonna go tools. I'm gonna pick up a mining. No. There we go. MD1 detectionator. It's only 10 cents. 10 pack. Oh, there's lots of quests in here. Shit. What does the other one want? Let's just find out what she wants. Maybe we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. She has some cool looking threads too. Greetings, colonists. Do you have a decent weapon knowledge and a will to help out? I do. Well, then you might be interested in helping me trim down the local XRosaur population. We've had a remarkably good year and have some multiplying too. Show some other species. Sure. Good. They're really close just north of here. 30 individuals should be enough. Okay. That's another hunt quest. I'm not interested in doing that right the moment, especially since it doesn't give me any skills. I mean, a lot of these will eventually give skills or other things like ammo, which is all well and good. I'm not interested in taking a quest like that right the moment. I'm going to do this storyline quest first. Since I spent all that time killing Longtooth and Xaros, which are Xarosaurs, I'm going to... Ow. Oof. Wonder what that's going to go to. We'll find out here in a little bit. But maybe we'll touch on that on the way back. We're going to jump the cliff. Screw it. This is why I'm a member of the International Cliff Jumpers Society. Equip the finder. Whoops. Drop the probe. Nothing. But it did update the mission, so that's good. Now they want me to go into the swamp. But it looks like there's kind of a hilly thing here, so it should be enough. Whoa, what is that, a chirpy? That's a chirpy. Or a gibnib. It's still a chirpy. That's funny. Level 1 Tryptodons. There's a couple players out here. Whoa, 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 brakes! Oh, looks like we had a little bit of lag there. Stop, exit. You'll notice I'm not using my hotkeys for this. I'm not going to burn the time it takes to do hotkeys. That's fine. This is like a really low level finder for me. Third waypoint is to the north. Ugh. Let's see if I accidentally pulled that Tryptodon. Probably. That's okay. I don't mind level 6s. In fact, I think there's a Tryptodon iron mission I'm going to have to do at some point. That makes me happy. Now I know where to hunt them. Because level 6s are good. Whoa, what was that? Level 3 Allophil. Pretty sure there's an Allophil one too. I just don't know if that's got enough of a maturity for it to matter. Exit C, third waypoint, and there we go. So the mission updated. Oh, I found a resource. No, there we go. I got 1 bottle of Alcianus wet liquid, maybe 2. I think that's only 1. Nope, it's 2. They're 5 pek apiece. That's actually kind of amusing. So now I'm pretty sure they're going to want me to return to the camp. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, Mindark, I love your game to death. It's in my top 3 if it's not the #1. Blizzard has a lot of time on Mindark, so even with all of the disappointments that I've been getting from Blizzard as of late, they're still my top company. World of Warcraft is still my top game. Just fix the driving, Mindark. Please fix the driving. It wouldn't even take much, just a little bit. Exit C. While I'm here, I'm going to pick up my damn Sleipnir. Return to Hokan. Uprate. Well done. The readings aren't what I expected, but they're interesting nonetheless. Hopefully you learned something as well. Thanks for your help. You're welcome. And I got a little experience in surveying. So that's a win, right? Even if it's not a lot, even if you're not making a huge amount, it's a little bit. It's great. It's a good newbie quest. It's definitely a good newbie quest. It's probably beyond my level at this point because I did a lot of raw grind instead of doing the missions like I probably should have been. But it's a good newbie quest, so I'll take it. Operate. That's not the storage terminal. This is the storage terminal. And I'm going to pull out split 1. I have spent hours sweating. I am not going to get into sweating today, but I do want to see what the guy with the mission here has to say. There's my Sleipnir, all safe and sound. I'll pull that out. So we'll talk to Mr. Sweaty here. Why, hello there, you look like a friend of science. What do you say about using the VSC Mark I that y'all colonists are getting for some research? All I want you to do is meander down to the swamp to gather some vibrant sweat from the creatures there. Sure, I'll do it. And now I'm going to see if I can just... What are you doing here? The swamp is outdoors. Oh, it's not going to let me cheat this. Nice job, Mindark. Nice job, Mind Dark. So we'll see where this goes. Enter the swamp. We'll pick up the truck. Kind of want to find a lower level mob to sweat. Partially because my sweat skill isn't huge, and partially because, quite frankly, trying to sweat a higher level critter is just stupid. Because they'll zap you too much. He wants 20 sweat. Okay. Equip that. Let's try to find a low-level creature. Level 3. It's a little high, but we'll see what we can do. I was hoping for like a puny. There we go. Tryptodon puny. That'll do it. Whoop. One right in front of us. Okay. First off, I did not ask for your opinion. There, we got one. Oh, we got 2 sweat off him. Good. This is where it can get grindy. I have done my fair share of sweat gathering. I've probably made 10-15 pet off of it. It is probably the grindiest thing in the game you can do. That being said, it is one of the things in the game that are absolutely free to do, and they do help your Mind Force skills. I really don't give sweating enough credit. Not to mention, while you're getting hit, you're still getting those dodge abilities, you're still getting that little smidge towards your hit points. It is very annoying where they do have a tendency to hit you more accurately when you're actually actively sweating them. I don't know if it's because your evade drops or because that's the way the RNG works. So, I remember back when I started, I said I would do a video on sweating. Well, no, can't acquire any more from this creature. Okay. That was a distinct waste of ammo. I should probably just use my gun on those. Because, being inefficient, yeah, I got 4 whole peck out of the deal. So we are definitely not going to use this sword again. Because that's a waste of money. Really? Really? Stop jumping around. Look, I'd be out sweating Sabakuma if I could, but they're not on the list. You are. I'd honestly be doing better if I had actually taken the time to level my sweating like I should have. As you can see, I'm only 4% progress on my sweat tool. At some point, I really should grind it out. Yes, even I shudder at it. This is why I depot. Not gonna lie. Got a better methodology to my depot now. Come on. We're almost there. This will probably be the last mission I do on this vid. Did not expect it to be quite this grindy, but it's Entropia. The grind is kind of part of the deal. On our way to Fort Fury, picking up the side quests as we go. And honestly, I think that's the way it's just like, wow, that's kind of what they expect you to do. You have an extended mission, and then you get the sub-missions in between. And that's how you get the skills. That's how you play the game. That's how you get better, right? So we're going to go through more and more of these, you bastard. This is when I start flipping off the game. Son of a bitch, stop hitting me long enough for me to sweat you. There, we're done. Sheesh. Things should not be this difficult. I'm not even going to bother with the Jeep. I'm just going to run back. But you notice what we got out of the deal. We're not getting cash, right? We're not using a lot of resources, but we're getting a little bit of skill. We're exploring Eudoria, which admittedly I did a lot of for my sleep near because I'm a dork and that's what I do. But you know, we got out here, we spent the time, we're doing the missions, we got a little bit of skills. It's introducing different things to us, like sweating mobs, doing some surveying, getting a little bit of mining done in there, and it's going to give you those skill points. And they're giving you the one or the 3 probes that gives you a couple of skill points to kind of whet your appetite for it. But it also helps you to figure out, okay, this is how I do it. This is how I drop a mining probe. This is how I just scan for end matters. This is how I just scan for ores. So it's really does a good job tutorializing how this is done. So now we're going to return to George here. As soon as George spawns in, there he is. Operate. Good job. Thanks for the help. I'll just take some tiny samples here and you're free to go. By the way, let me show you a trick on how to use the VSC Mark I. Thanks. And I got a couple skill points. I got almost 3 full Sweat Gatherer skill points. If I hadn't gotten 395 before, it probably would have been more than that because it's all based on Peck and Ped, right? So that's good. A couple skill points here, a couple skill points there. It brings me up to 4.11. I started at 4.08, and I only got 0.1% when I was out there, so that's not bad at all. So should I do the 30 XROsaurs? I don't know. Should I do the 30 XROsaurs for this vid? Okay, we'll do the last one. We'll do the 30 XROsaurs. So just kind of hang out with me a few minutes longer. It shouldn't take too long. There's only 30 of them. I've got a decent sword. If they're punies, I'll shoot them, but otherwise I'll do the sword. We'll see what it takes to kill them. 30 of them shouldn't take too long. It's not like we're fighting the Longtooth out west. Yeah, they're all youngs. So this should be good. This is where the hunting skill points really come in. You know, they offer 30 and you get the skills from the actual kills. They're fairly well spread out, so this is good for newbies. 2 shots. Let's see how I do with the rifle. I might end up cycling in my Laconian sword for this. Well, I'm pretty sure this is going to end up being his kill. Because we shot at the same target at the same time, and he evaded me. Nope, I got credit for it, so that means I must have pulled the trigger first. The main reason I'm doing it this way, it costs far less to use the rifle than it does my sword. My sword takes about 10 peck per shot, plus decay. If you look at the number of shots that my sword has compared to the rifle, you know, 2,400 versus 14,700, it's just going to stretch the ammo out. I forgot XROsaurs have a really low threshold. No, forget it. I said it was only going to be a few minutes. This is going to take a normal amount of hunting time. So yeah, it's going to be a little inefficient, but oh! And see, this is what you don't do. This is a mob train. Hopefully she didn't tag them all. I'll take that one. I'll take that one. Fine, be that way. I hate it when people steal mobs. You know, if someone's running away from a mob train, that's one thing. That's an accident. Or they're trying to troll someone. I'll let them play with them. There's more over here. And this is why you don't Leroy Jenkins. Oh boy. It's been a while since I've seen that happen. Usually, you see it a lot up by Icarus. Because, you know, not paying attention, what have you. And someone gets overextended, they're not doing what they thought they should. You know what? I think. There we go. That's a nice medium. Does more damage than the rifle, which I'm actually trying to save the skills for when I run with other people. Blazar fragments. That's okay. Blazar fragments actually sell, unlike Nova fragments, which nobody wants. Of course, I'm not stupid enough to sit out here and farm them all day long, although if I do start tiering up unlimited weapons, I'll need a few of them, so I'll just keep that in mind. There we go. Okay, well, this is going to end up being a material loss anyway. I'm just going to burn through these. Uh, 20 peck worth of shrapnel. That's okay. That is quite all right. We're still getting the skills out of it, right? So that's the important part. Even if we're losing some on the flat pad, we're still getting the skills. And in the end, that's really what you have to think about is, do you have the skills? Because without skills, you've got nothing. That's how you get stronger in this game. You grind the skills out. 17. So we're almost there. We're almost to 20. Lots of fragments. Why are we getting fragments? I don't want fragments. Keep your fragments. Oh well. The intrinsic value of a fragment is nothing. I think it's like the 4th or 5th decimal place in, but they do have an insane amount of markup. So if you collect enough of them, you can sell them. People do use them. They're a crafting reagent of some sort. You just need a shitload of them to be worthwhile. Like, I'll be lucky if the few fragments I have at the end of this will actually even sell for a pack. That was a pretty good drop for this particular type of operation. Oh, they even let me keep my Vibrant Sweat. Okay, I'll take it. I'll accept that as a natural consequence of doing these missions. Come on. Thank you. And I have to admit, I've gained an appreciable amount of long blade skills doing this mission. And 30 mobs, considering the way the iron missions go, is not a lot to ask for, so I'm not going to bitch too much. Oh, 27. But as you can see, you know, we're getting the skills in the looting trades, we're getting the weapon skills. This is actually a really good beginner mission. This is a really good beginner mission to have, and it's not the super grind of the iron missions where you're killing 16,600 punies. You know, you kill 30 mobs, mission's updated, now we gotta return to win. Try to sneak by that guy before he pulls. Any fruit on the ground here? Every once in a while, I just like to kind of slow down to a walk and see if I can find some fruit on the ground. Because fruit walking is another one of those free things you can do. It just kind of increases your profit margin a little bit. And I do have my pet dog, which should have been out for this mission, and I forgot to pull him out. That's okay. Because you can make Nutrio bars. Or you can sell it to someone who makes Nutrio bars. I know that there's apparently you mine for sweet stuff. I found out, I watched one of Serial Overdrive's vids, and I found out you mine for sweet stuff. I don't know how that works really. You know, I always thought of sweet stuff being like a sugar. And you grow sugar last I checked, but apparently in a Metropia universe you mine sugar like you mine salt. Who knew? So that's cool. So we're going to return to Lynn. We're going to wait for her to spawn. There we go. Oh. Like the skull. Great. So it updated. I see that you've done as I asked. Splendid. Let me show you some aiming tricks. So I got 19.56 points in the aim skill. So even though I'm not a rifleman, that aim skill also translates to other ranged effects, like, say, flying in my quad wing. So that's good. And see, it doesn't always tell you what rewards you're going to get if it doesn't have maybe a flat pet amount. Maybe it's just a flat amount of skill points. So come out here, do these missions. The missions are worth it. Even though they take time, you get a little bit of storyline, you get to explore things, you get better at skills, right? And that's what it's all about. So there's a follow-up here. I'm not going to do the follow-up now. I'll do the follow-up on the next vid, but it says to Argonaut Island. Say if you're looking for more things to do, then there's a research camp in the oh-so-cleverly nicknamed Argonaut Island. You could have a stroll over there and check if they need help. Okay, sounds interesting. Which is, in fact, along the way. And then we get closer to our eventual destination, which is, of course, Fort Fury. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to go to Argonaut Island and find out what missions they have for us there. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about how we're doing. If you have any questions or if you have any comments on ways to make the videos better, let me know. And once again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care of each other. Bye.